Hello and welcome back to the channel. Probably so weird to see me like this, but I was really feeling called to show up in this way and to essentially take off the pressure of having the perfect makeup done and having the perfect outfit and structure and routine. And it just felt so heavy today that I decided to really lean into what felt right, what felt like more ease for me, and to take the pressure off and to essentially just show up a little more candid today. So that's what you're getting from me today. And hopefully it's not too distracting or it doesn't take away from the experience too much. But I really feel that the message that wants to come through today can come through in a better place if I am more relaxed, if I'm more at ease, if I feel more aligned. Recently, I started a mentorship program because, yes, healers need to be healed as well. And something that started to happen as soon as I joined this program was old identities surfacing. If you watched my video from 2 weeks ago, I talked about the crumbling and the purpose of the crumbling and what happens when the crumbling comes about. And I definitely feel like I am faced with my own crumbling right now, except I don't feel like I'm crumbling. I feel like I'm watching an old pieces of me crumble. And as soon as I began this mentorship, I saw everything shift. I mean, seriously, the minute I joined it about 2, 3 weeks ago, everything began to shift for me. Now, mind you, I've been in a constant death and rebirth process for a couple of years now, but really, primarily these last 6 months and the last 2 months have been very intense for me. So I feel like I have been building up to this moment. And what's coming through for me is a lot of insecurities, a lot of doubts from myself. And a big part of it is the part of me that is very performative, that really feels like in order to show up a certain way, I have to look a certain way. I have to act a certain way. I have to hold a certain frequency and energy, essentially be something that I'm not already. And something that I'm seeing is how much pressure that creates for me. And so this morning, when I was just kind of visualizing my day and really feeling into the energy of today, I was recognizing how much pressure it felt to really show up and share my voice on this platform. And in that moment, I recognized all of the because I should and these expectations and all of this part of me that almost felt like it was dragging me along. It wasn't me working with myself. It was me, my standards, my expectations almost dragging me. It felt more so like a me versus me type of a situation. And I recognize that there's parts of me that are coming up to surface right now that are showing me what's still not in alignment. And so I really feel like I am recognizing the parts of me that are still inauthentic, the parts of me that are still unaligned. And today, really listening and honoring myself in the sense of I wanted to show up in this way, a little more candid, a little less performative, and just being my full authentic self, just really sharing what's been happening for me in my life in the background. I talk about healing topics, I talk about embodiment work and things like this, but what you don't really see is what goes on with me in the background. And even though I can sit here and talk about my experience, there's still a lot that I have to learn. And something that I'm really learning right now is how to drop the expectations, how to drop the standards, and allow myself to breathe and live. I think for people who, especially, have learned that love and worth was meant to be chased and sought out after. It's really this unlearning that it's inherent within you. And it's not about becoming something. It's not about doing to achieve something. It's really more so about embodying what you already are, the truth of what you already are. And getting chills as I speak this, but that's been one of the hardest things for me to really comprehend. And so it's in this recognizing that we don't have to chase love, we don't have to chase worth, that it's already inherent. It helps take the pressure off and it allows us to show up exactly as we are. And I go in a lot deeper in this specifically in last week's video. So if you want, you can check that out as well. So something that I'm really learning right now in this last month is really seeing what's bubbling up to the surface for me and being very conscious of recognizing, okay, this is here to be healed. And so now I feel like I'm really savoring this process. I'm really anchoring into everything showing up for me and stepping back, recognizing what is this here to teach me? How can I integrate this or how can I release this? What can I do with this information that's at hand? And when we talk about up leveling, right? When we talk about jumping into a new level, a new frequency, a new version of ourselves, it does not happen overnight. First, there is the shedding, there is the clearing, there is the making space. And then over time, the more we clear, the more we shed, the more we integrate, the more we become. And something for me that has been really grounding is taking it step by step and really anchoring into the present, because the types of levels that I'm now becoming ready for and primed for are very scary, because change to our bodies as humans is scary. And so, how can I make myself feel safe in this moment? How can I make myself feel safe within this change? And so, that's really taking it step by step for me. That really helps me anchor into that. And so, taking it step by step and really savoring each and every moment, each day, that I'm able to step back and recognize, okay, so here's what came up for me, and here's my takeaways. Here's what I'm doing with this information. Or I need a little more time to sit on this. I'm going to meditate on this. Or I need a little more time. I'm going to allow this energy to unfold. I feel there's more to this story. And really seeing how I'm able to take that step by step, that reaffirms that I'm in the process of transformation. I'm in the process of embodying this transformation, and I'm not rushing through to the other side. I am taking my time. And actually, not only does taking your time help you really integrate everything coming through in this moment, it also allows your nervous system to feel safe in a transition. Because as much as we want to get to the other side very quickly, our bodies do not like change and we are wired to stay the same. And so by taking it step by step and to making those small changes and to start recognizing these integrations and these lessons slowly, we give ourselves space to actually energetically upgrade and also feel very safe in the process. So not only becomes very effective, it becomes very nurturing for ourselves. And so as we talk about how I have been really been feeling these limitations, this old identities, old things coming to surface right now. And as I'm really immersing myself in that process, I am simultaneously clearing my space. And you'll recognize the lights if you're watching this on YouTube. And I have been just really creating a sacred space in my environment. So I am going through clearing out my nightstands, my dressers, my clothes, all the junk that's in my closet, an old office thing. I'm clearing out in my environment, as well as then creating a safer space for this new level, this new chapter to emerge. So simultaneously, as I'm talking about clearing from my energetic field limitations, old beliefs, old identities, old ways of being, I am also clearing space within my physical environment. And intuitively, I was led here through this transition. And so if you have been feeling the call to declutter, to create space in your physical environment, to give yourself an energetic upgrade, that is only going to enhance the process, because this is allowing me to again take solid, grounded steps towards that transformation. And so that's pretty much what's been happening with me. And I am incredibly excited for this brand new chapter I'm stepping into. I have no idea what to expect. And there are days where everything feels like it's going to the crapper. I still manage to find ways to ground myself in the knowing that when it feels like absolute crap, that means I'm getting closer. Because again, if you watch my video from 2 weeks ago, I talk about the crumbling, and the crumbling can become your best friend because in each low moment is a moment to rise, is a moment to come home to yourself, is a moment to love yourself more, to honor yourself more, to embody your worth more, embody what you are moving towards. There is beauty in the darkness, there's beauty in the pain. And I hope you find the courage to face that pain because I promise you, on the other side of that is everything you want and everything you want to become. And I hope that your becoming is beautiful. And I hope that this video allows you to recognize that you are not alone. Even someone who shows up and talks about these things on YouTube is still going through it, still has hard days where it feels like nothing is going right, because trust me, those are often. But I hope that you can remember, and I hope that you can come back to your center and recognize that it is all working in your favor. And so if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for bearing with my very candid video. I hope this, again, did not take away from the experience and you're able to take away some valuable insight from this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you feel called. Other than that, everything else about me, links, things like that are all in the description below. Thank you again for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now.